Are you going to clap or no?
You were being serious there for a minute. I was like, shit, this fucking guy.
All right.
All right, sick. How are we looking there?
All right, welcome back to Logan Ethan Shit Show review here. We haven't done one of these since the Ghostbusters one, which was done in December? November? Was it November?
I think it was right before Kermis. No, it's probably November. Anyway,
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Our last video that we uploaded to YouTube was about a personality and ACEs test, just trying out our new setup that we have here. And if you watch that video, you can see that we even have a different setup now because we filled in the gaps. So yeah.
And I actually took a little bit more time to hopefully get the camera angle correct. And now we got the TV as a viewfinder, so if we keep looking that way, we're looking at ourselves, and
yep,
we have bad camera etiquette. So just deal with it, because it is the shit show after all.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But anyway, to get this ball moving here, we are going to be reviewing Dexter New Blood today. I don't know when this video will be uploaded exactly, but it'll probably be not that long after the last episode, the 10th episode of the new season aired.
Sunday the 9th.
Sunday the 9th?
January 9th, yeah.
We didn't watch it right whenever it came out. I think they come out kind of early on Sundays, don't they?
Yeah, so a couple of them even came out Saturday night.
Oh, that might have been all of them, honestly.
For real, yeah. Either way, yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that came out that Sunday. We're reviewing it on a Monday, the day after, so it's kind of fresh. We were going to do episode by episode, but we decided not to because that would be too long, and I don't think anybody would really fucking care. So.
Yeah, so we just want to kind of wrap up the whole series with a little bow and call it a review, even though it's more of a shit show. So
yeah. Aside from all that, before we start getting really into it here, we are going to do a little bit different of a format here. We're not going to do the plot summary and stuff. One, because it's a TV show, but two, because it makes the videos too long. So we decided to cut that portion out of our reviews. We're going to give our first impressions, maybe a couple pros and cons, and then give our verdict, and that'll be it. Hopefully be a short, sweet, simple, and you guys won't have to worry about it.
A few of our other movie reviews were movies themselves, so
yeah,
we were just trying to cut down, not to like be quick and dirty or anything necessarily. We just want it to be more digestible information, and it's not less of us rambling. Yeah, here I am rambling. So
yeah,
it's very hard because we're used to the no structure. So
I hate structure and law.
Pretty fucking much.
But anyway, let's jump into these first impressions here. Real quick, I don't know if we're gonna do the spoiler and spoiler not thing.
Oh, we definitely should.
Okay.
So I'll put
put Nicole with the big ass fucking titties.
I'll put Nicole.
Isn't that her name? The girl with the nice titties.
Chloe.
Oh fuck. Chloe. Sorry, Chloe. I called you Nicole. Please fuck me. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. If you're new here, Ethan's the misogynist. I'm just kind of like more of a love everybody type. But he kind of keeps it fun around here with his insensitive comments.
It wasn't insensitive. I didn't mean to say big titties. I meant to say a beautiful chest.
I did see her on Twitter, and everybody in the comments was like, OnlyFans, question mark?
Oh, my God. All right.
Yeah.
Before we get way off tangent, this is what happened. All right. We'll put either Chloe or Dexter or somebody. We'll put, if it's a spoiler, we're going to put it above my head. Like
yes,
usual, I think.
It's going to start above my head, and as long as it's above my head, it's going to be spoiler-free. If you happen to skip around the video because you're tired of rambling, and you end up seeing that said image above Ethan's head, you're going to be running into spoiler territory. So if you don't want spoilers, back up a little bit and slow down your roll, homie.
Damn, you didn't take a breath. All right.
So get better at this.
All right. Let's get into these first impressions then.
Is there a problem, officer?
James Lindsay, huh?
Jim.
I'm gonna need you to step out of the vehicle, sir.
All right, so the first impressions here on Dexter New Blood. Logan, what do you got? This is your first overall impression of it.
So, if you didn't know, it's a new series. It's not like a continuation of the Florida Dexter. It's a new series called Dexter New Blood. So, with that being said, it did tie in pretty well. The same actor, Michael C. Hall, and then it brought in his son, Harrison. That's not really a spoiler. It shows it in a trailer. So, I was excited for that because I was slightly disappointed with how the Miami one ended. I think you were too a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me and you. It was a lot of people.
Yeah, so I'm glad they brought it back, even though it took forever. But in my personal opinion, I'm not really a huge fan of the direction it took. It was very. It was a great show, but comparing it to the older ones is hard, really hard. If it was a show that just came out, like, and I hadn't watched the previous ones, or the previous ones didn't exist, it might be a different story.
Yeah.
So that I think that pretty much sums up my first impressions.
Yeah, my first impressions of it is pretty much similar to yours. I did like how well it was related to the old one, and I did like a couple of the aspects of the story and everything. It had a good video quality, as we were talking about before this.
Yes,
that was
yeah.
a good first impression.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a small thing, but I'm going to mention it. I liked how each episode, like the name of the episode, would come up in a different way.
That was
Like
cool,
it would either be in like the mirror or like in the water somewhere. And it would be like the name of it would be like episode whatever, and
It was very cinematic compared
Yeah.
to the old ones, which is understandable because of the age gap. So.
Yeah, and that was me. Honestly, that's my first impressions of it. I will say, even the old show, Dexter has really good actors in it.
It does. Yeah.
Not just Dexter, and not just Michael
Yeah,
C. Hall,
even
but
the
all of
no-names.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're all. It was all pretty pretty firm.
Right. There was
I liked it.
There was no scene where I was like,
Yeah, and for the most part, we'll get more into that in the spoilers. But for the most part, they didn't really leave a lot of stones unturned.
yeah,
Like there wasn't a lot of questions
Right.
left, so
Yeah.
that was a good first impression as well. It was kind of like they hit every point, like right from the first episode, everything got answered as it went on.
they merged right into it. I was afraid when I started watching it that they were gonna target new audiences that hadn't watched the previous ones. So I was afraid they were gonna rehash all the shit that I had already seen and known about, but they
Yeah.
didn't, thankfully. So
Yeah,
yeah. Anyway.
but no, I feel like that's a pretty good first impression
Yeah.
wrap up there of the whole show.
It sums it up. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to our pros and cons here, like we usually do.
Who's that?
Lost kid. No bodies, no pattern. People don't just disappear.
All right. So do you want to start with the pros?
Yeah, I'll start with my pros on it. My
right.
pros are going to be a little bit. They're going to relate to the impressions, like I already mentioned. I did like the cinematography. I liked the acting. I liked the story. I liked how it tied into the original series as well. Yeah, I liked the killings in it. I thought it was pretty sick. I did really like Kurt Caldwell, because this is spoilers now. So I did like Kurt Caldwell in it as being one of the. I thought he was a pretty cool serial killer.
Yeah.
And that was one of my biggest his fucking like display of that shit was sick.
That was crazy.
I was like,
It reminded me of the fortune teller, you know?
yeah, those fortune tellers. Yeah.
I think that's what he was going for. I don't know. But
And
yeah.
he like preserved them it was sick, bro.
Yeah.
I really liked that. And I know that might sound dark, but I'm just all about that shit. But yeah, I think that it was sick. And I liked the characters that they had, not the actors, the actual characters themselves that they wrote in. They were actually pretty sick. There wasn't many characters where I thought were stupid or unnecessary. There was a couple in there that just stopped showing up, like the dude that he worked with.
Yeah.
Like,
He
well,
came back in at the end. It kind of like showed a scene of him with his dog, and I'm like, oh, there he is.
Well, yeah, and nothing else. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, well.
Yeah.
But so there was kind of like some drop off there. But I liked it. I feel like it captured the small town feel really well, because I'm from a small town. Not a small town in the mountains like this, but I'm from a small town, and I feel like it captured that well. Like, everybody knew each other. All the
Yeah.
restaurants knew his favorite fucking order, and like that's how it is in a small town. You know?
Yeah.
Nah, I'd say for a good overall impression, or like a good overall list of my pros, that'd probably be about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine are going to be pretty much the same. I'll say the acting was great. The cinematography was pretty good compared to, like as I said earlier, the previous seasons. And I really like how they blended everything together, as we both already mentioned.
Yeah.
Like the way that the story, I'd say the storytelling was better in this series than it was in the last.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember the last kind of being all over the fucking place, where I'd get lost sometimes, and I feel like they accidentally left some specific things out, and then it kind of left you fucking scratching your head and shit.
Yeah.
But and I'm sure they were in over their head because they were like busting out episode after episode. But
Yeah.
it seemed a lot more like thought out and methodical, and I think this was in the making for a fat minute. So that would explain that. But
Yeah, I do want to say. I want to say that before COVID, they were already going to plan on making it, but because COVID happened, they stopped.
oh, okay.
So I think it was supposed to come out sooner than it did.
Yeah. All right.
I could be wrong about that, but
Right. Yeah.
that's I thought I heard something about Dexter coming out like before COVID hit,
Oh.
like this shit coming out.
Yeah. I remember hearing about it for a while, and then I kind of just forgot about it, and then it just kind of popped out.
Yep, there it was.
Yeah. And if you didn't know, you have to have Showtime to watch it as of right now. It's not on any like Hulu or anything. So
Yeah, they might come out with it on physical copy because they've come out with physical copies for the other ones. They might keep it similar, and I feel like they do come out with physical copies for most TV shows.
yeah, here probably a little bit now that it's officially over. So
Yeah, so they might come out to that. I don't know, but if not, Showtime. I think you can now that the season's over, you can just get the free trial and binge watch it if you guys want.
honestly, yeah, it's not that bad. 10 episodes are like 45 minutes a piece. So
Yeah, it would take up about 10 hours of your life,
yeah, which
all sucked. No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just-
Anyway, yeah, we can move on to the cons now. That's about it for my pros. So
Okay,
what do you got
alright.
popping for us?
My first con here is I thought it was funny because before I get into it, I was joking around with Logan. We were gonna eat dinner and then we were gonna watch this episode and we were like talking about what we thought was gonna happen. And I just was fucking around like how we always he's gonna die. Dexter's gonna fucking die. I just kept saying that over and over. And, like
Yeah.
I was in my head, I was thinking like they wouldn't kill that motherfucker off. Like, what do you mean? He's America's favorite serial killer. Like that's his like motto thing. So I was like, no, they're not gonna kill that dude. But I just kept saying it over and over again. But then it actually happened, and it left me feeling really like kind of salty.
Yeah,
So that's one of my cons. And I don't just because he died doesn't really make me salty. It just makes me salty because they didn't even leave it open for new things with the show.
they did it very fucking like the last fucking 5 minutes of the show. He's fucking dead,
Yeah, exactly.
and then that was that.
It didn't show. I was like, what? After all this time, he just dies.
Yeah, and
It's like,
honestly, I'd say the episode before the season finale was probably the best episode. I would have been
Yeah.
completely fine if that 10th episode would have never came out, and if that episode 9 would have been the season finale.
Yeah.
That probably would have been pretty fucking legit because they left it
Yeah.
more open for interpretation. They didn't just fucking kill the whole series,
Yeah.
which might be what they were intending. Sorry. Continue.
No, I was just I think that might be like the biggest con for me. I mean, it was a really good show. I don't really have many cons to say about it, but
Yeah.
the way that they ended it, it was just kind of like, what the hell?
Right. Yeah. I would
Like I
agree.
was wanting I kind of figured that they didn't want to keep going because the last series of Dexter had like fucking 8 seasons.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that they didn't want to go that far, but I was at least hoping for another one because
Yeah.
we waited all this time, and that's just like one season. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all we get.
Yeah.
And so now I don't know. That was just one of my cons with it, and it didn't ruin the show for me, and I don't think it will for anybody else. I mean, it was still a good show. If you made
Yeah.
it, if you're listening to this and want spoilers, I mean, yeah, he does die.
Yeah.
But that was probably my only con. The other like little things were just like some of like the unnecessary comments about like climate change, political things and stuff like that. But it's the day and age that we live in, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's expected to be in every show.
Yeah, and it's not. I don't. We're not opposed to it. Like, we've mentioned this in other reviews, but I just don't want it crammed down my throat. I'm trying to watch a show and or movie to get
Yeah.
out of reality, and then they're fucking shoved it down my throat. Anyway.
Oh, speaking of, one of my pros, real quick, was that there was no masks or COVID mentioned in.
Oh, that was good.
At all. There
Yeah.
wasn't any vaccine mandate shit. Nothing.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was just the only people giving shots was Dexter
And he only did one.
of the.
Oh no, 2.
Yeah,
He did the dude in the parking lot and then the dude the big time dealer.
and
Yeah, that was
he did
probably-
Kurt too. 3.
Oh yeah, he did. Do
Anyway,
so. Fuck. Anyway, that's probably it for my cons, bro. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't really have much.
All right, yeah. Mine's pretty much gonna be the same. The other one I'll add is Dexter. Like, I don't know if he was supposed to be portrayed as like kind of dumbing down over the years, but he was doing some really stupid fucking shit to like get him in that fucking mess to begin with. Like,
Yeah.
the first kill was stupid fucking sloppy, and of course it was out of like a rich, wealthy, known family, so he had to have known that shit wasn't gonna end good.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
I just don't. Yeah, they made it seem very clunky. Like the Dexter you came to know from the last series was like gone in terms of decision making.
Yeah.
That's my biggest con, aside from him dying. I think it was kind of whack. But yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's,
Is that about it for your cons?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. He did make some dumb decisions, but I mean, there's nothing. I don't know. I feel like some of the dumb decisions were made for a good story, but
Yeah.
most of the time, yeah, it was just like,
And at the same time, I'll go through another pro in. In a way, I'm kind of glad he died because it proves that he's not invincible. Because in the last series, there were some seasons where I was like, how did this motherfucker make it out of that? Or it was just like so beyond unrealistic. It kind of had
Yeah.
you fucking shook a little bit. So I guess I'll give him that. They made him not immoral or immortal.
yeah. And I also don't want to be that dude, but since we're on the cons, like, I really don't think that this season matched up to any of the past seasons of the other series. I mean, it was a good show, but
I will
the
give
old ones are way better.
I will give them this. I think they were probably running out of things to do. Like even the last series, there was a few seasons where I kind of had to like struggle through. I don't know if you felt that, but there was a few seasons that I didn't really like that much.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was getting a little repetitious to me. So I was in a way glad when it ended. I just didn't like how it ended
Yeah.
previously. If it would have ended it better, I would have never had interest in watching this one. But I guess that's the whole point. They wanted to get us hooked.
Well, that's one of my cons is they got people hooked and then they left it up to like no other fucking. I don't know. Anyway, I don't really know if this is the spot to put it, but like it's just I was telling Logan like, if this is how they end it, that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. I mean, it still was kind of shitty, but okay. Oh, he's dead. That's fine. His son fucking killed him. That's,
Yeah.
Okay. But if they bring out like Dexter,
Junior?
Harrison, newest blood or something, you know, Dexter, even newer blood or something,
Yeah.
like, dude, I would be so salty because I guarantee what they would do is have Harrison doing the same shit that Dexter was, but then Dexter would be like the ghost,
Yeah, instead of Harry. Yeah,
and it'd be stupid.
and Deb. Yeah,
And I just, and one of my other cons was Deb. I
She
feel
was
like
annoying.
they just put her in there for no reason. It's like
She-
she doesn't need to be in here.
she-
She's fucking done.
she could have been in there a few times, but she was in there way too much, and she was a lot more annoying than Harry was in the previous seasons.
Yeah, but anyway, I think that's about it for my pros and cons. It definitely didn't. It definitely did not grip me as much as the last series did. But
No, it did for me. Well, and another one of my cons is I'm over here shit talking it, but they kind of left some open doors that I'm not really a fan of. Like they kind of, I don't know if you felt this way, but they kind of get you to enjoy and get to know the other characters besides Dexter and Harrison.
yeah,
And then they just kind of ends it, and you don't know what happens with them.
yeah,
Like Batista was supposed to fly in, and he said he was on a plane, and then you never saw him again.
See, I feel like they are going to continue it for that
Right.
reason, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be centered on Dexter, and it's going to be centered on Harrison with Dexter as his fucking
Yeah,
ghost.
and I'm not about that. I'd rather not even a whole season. They could have just done one episode of like Angela figuring out Kurt's dead, and I wanted to. I don't know, and I know you like you said, and I agree that it's obvious that Dexter killed him, but I don't know. I wanted to see all the loose ends tied up before they were going to kill it entirely.
Yeah.
If they are killing it entirely, which they're probably not.
yeah.
So anyway,
All right. Well,
yeah, that's pretty.
we're going to
pretty
go
much
on
it.
to our final verdict here.
Yeah.
You are a serial killer. You love that you're getting away with murder and you cannot wait to kill again. Have you learned nothing?
All right. As far as the final verdict goes, Logan, do you have anything to wrap it up and give a number?
It was, as we said, definitely not as good as the first series. But it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Wasn't terrible. I've seen worse TV shows in terms of like crime and shit. It wasn't, in my opinion, your typical like crime show. Cause those are pretty fucking washed out. Like that's a pretty hard niche to fit in. But Dexter
Yeah.
just kind of slid in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I out of 10, I'll give it like an 8.
Damn. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Well, to sum up a little bit in my terms here, I feel like they had a really good start with it. It was a really good middle of it, but then yeah, the ending wasn't it. It's kind of like a wet fart. It started off really nice. You're going with it, you know. You're like, yep, here it goes, and then all of a sudden at the end it was just like, and then you're like,
Yeah.
But that's just my analogy for it. Sorry if anybody doesn't like that. But, I just didn't really. I don't know. It left a lot of just like saltiness in me. I really would have liked to have seen. The mountain shit was okay, but I don't like Dexter like in the mountain. I liked the Florida shit. I liked his. I don't know.
The new body dumping method was so like
Cliche.
yeah. So was the ocean, but not as cliche as fucking. Oh, let's just burn them.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
I would say that's probably like my final verdict with it. I mean, it was a good show. I would recommend it for anybody that watched Dexter, the original series.
Yeah.
Especially if you didn't like the ending of the original series like I didn't. But at the same time, like if you are prepared to get kind of let down, then it's a show for you.
Or if you already know he's gonna die, but you can somehow find it in yourself to not watch episode 10, that might be a good way to end it too.
Just don't even watch it. Just be like, okay, that's it. That's how Dexter ended for me.
Yeah, honestly.
But yeah, no, honestly, Logan, this is going to be crazy because this is the first time this Logan Ethan shit show history right now. I was literally, before I even asked you, I was going to give it an 8.
Okay, now you want to hear something more crazy? So as per usual, I look up the IGN review. You're not going to fucking believe this, dude. This is also the first time on the Logan Ethan shit show. IGN gave it an 8 too.
We're turning into IGN, bro.
Great. Dexter New Blood's finale was a fitting end for the Bay Harbor Butcher and his sinister saga.
I do feel like, I mean, as all things come to an end, it did. He was gonna die eventually. I just wish that they would have had at least another season.
It was a nice send off.
I really wish that they would have had another season, like of him on the run, even without Harrison or with Harrison, whatever. But then ended that next season with him dying. I feel like that would have been way better.
Yeah, I agree.
And then people would know that he was a Bay Harbor Butcher because now that he's dead, there's no way to tie him to those killings anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if Batista comes and visits or whatever.
And even if they do, he's fucking dead, so they're not even going to get to try him. Because Angela, she was out for fucking blood.
Oh, yeah.
That bitch went crazy.
She's like, your dick was whack. I'm going to fucking incinerate your ass.
Yeah.
Dexter had that whack dick. But yeah, I think overall it was a pretty good show.
Mediocre,
but I don't think I would like watch it again, to be honest with you.
No, yeah.
I want to rewatch the old series.
For real, though, yeah.
I don't really want to watch this one again.
I did rewatch some of the old series before the new one came out. I was just kind of picking around like seasons. It was nice. I don't really know if I could watch the whole thing again, but I have like favorite seasons since they did it like every season was a certain killer. So I was just kind of picking my favorite seasons because, like I said earlier, there's a few seasons that I wasn't really a huge fan of. But
The ice pit killer was sick.
Yeah, my favorite was the Trinity.
Oh, the Trinity killer. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Trinity killer was my favorite one.
Yeah.
What it was one of my favorite episodes or seasons.
Yeah,
I thought it was sick.
for sure.
But yeah, I think all in all, it was all right. But
Yeah.
you guys make your own judgment. This is just an honest review that me and Logan here are coming to you. And obviously, IGN finally agrees with us. So IGN agrees with us. We don't agree with them. Let's get that fucking straight right fucking now.
Yep.
They came to us asking, what should we give Dexter New Blood as a rating?
Yes, sir.
And we said, about an 8.
Yes, sir.
And then they listened.
Yup.
But anyway, yeah, we try to keep this one a little bit shorter than our other ones. Hopefully that worked out for you guys. If not, sorry. I don't know what to tell you. We just didn't want it to be all drawn out like how it usually is. That's why we didn't fuck with the plot or anything like that. We try to keep our discussion a little bit shorter.
Which, oddly enough, it was still about the same time as our general reviews.
Nice. Well, anyway, I don't know what's coming up next as far as review goes on this channel. Maybe the new Scream movie that's coming out soon. I would definitely want to watch it. I'm going to try to watch that soon.
Yeah.
A couple days after it comes out. And if we can both watch it, then we can review it pretty soon after it comes out. So
Yeah. And if you're a returning viewer, we'd really appreciate it if you would just comment like which format you like better. Like if you like us, I know this is kind of cool. Like I was talking fast and shit. I don't know. Just let me know. Let us know which one you prefer. if there's any of you out there.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, you can look at the description for our links to our podcast, which we talk about a bunch of shit on there. Our newest episode that'll be coming out, if not before this episode is published, soon after. We get into some deep conversation topics with us two and Logan's wife. And we talked about a bunch of different type of shit on there. So you can go find that in our links. We're on everything that you can think of.
Yes.
We'll see you guys on the next review.
Yeah, we coming. We coming at you, Blockbuster.
Fuck Blockbuster. I hope they get shut down. No.
All right, y'all have a good day, week, night, whatever you're doing. Bye now.